Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Said Cameron, and I will be showing you how to make the tried and true Realty assignment, which is the last assignment in the Access 2007 package. All right, so let's get started. First, we have to open up Access, Microsoft Office Access 2007. Click on Blank Database and browse. Click on the browse little folder icon, and put this in a. Let's actually put this on our desktop in our Access folder, in a folder called Tried and True Realty, and we'll name the file called as Tried and True Realty. Perfect. And click on Create, just like that. Perfect. Now we're presented with a blank table at first, so let's right click on this table 1, click on Design View, and rename the table to Tried and True Realty, just like that. The first thing you have to do is delete this primary key ID that's already made. So just click on this yellow key that's already on the left of the word ID and click delete on your keyboard. You're prompted with a message saying deleting the field ID requires Microsoft Office Access to delete a primary key. Do you want to delete this field anyways? Click on yes. And now you have to make a new field called ID and give it the data type of number. Inside the data type, let's change the field size to a byte. In the description, let's write, this is the ID of the property. Right there. Perfect. The next one that we're going to do is street, and which is text. This is the address of the property. The next field that we're going to make is called city. It is another, again, text. This is the city the property is located in. Next field that we're going to make is called availability. So rate, availability, date, and the data type is date and time. This is the date the property will be available. Perfect. The next one that we're going to make is called it's called type, and again it's text, and this is the type of property. Next one over is rooms, and the number is the data type is number, and this is the number of rooms in the property. And the last one is price. So, and the price is currency. So, and the description is this is the price of the property. Perfect. Right click on Tried and True Realty and click on Save, and let's go into our data sheet view. Now we actually have to make a form so we can enter all the data in. So click on Create and click on More Forms and click on the Form Wizard. We're going to add in all the fields, so to do that, click on the double-headed arrow and click on Next, 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 and let's rename, actually we don't have to do anything here, so just click on Open the Form and view or enter the information. Click on Finish. Instead of entering all the information at this time, I actually previously have a file made over here, so it's in Excel that contains all of the information in the Tried and True Realty package. So here's all the information you need in the Tried and True Realty in order. And I'm just going to import that into Access, and this data file is available online on corecentral.org underneath this video that you're watching. So go ahead and click on External Data, and in the Import section we're just going to click on, actually before we do this, we have to close this Tried and True table that we have made up here. So let's click back on Excel, and let's browse for that file, which is in our Access folder, which is on our desktop. So desktop, Access, Tried and True Realty, data. and click on the second option, which is append a copy of the records to the table Trident Realty. Click on OK, click on next, next, and finish, and then close. Now that we have we get a thing that says name autocorrect save failure. Let's just delete that. That actually has not that table does not pertain to anything. Oh, sorry. Close this table, and if you get a table like that, just delete it. It doesn't really do anything. As long as you have all of the entries in your table, you're fine. Now what you have to do is actually make a couple of reports and queries. So let's get started making your first report. So click on the Create tab and click on the Report Wizard, and let's add in all of our fields. And you're not going to do any grouping, no sorting. Next, next, and we're going to call this report Tri-State Realty Report 1, report number 1, and modify the report's design and click on Finish. Perfect. Once you've done that, let's do a couple of things. Alright, let's get that open. And first of all, I'm going to shorten up the space in the page header. I'm going to expand the size of the label box of the Tri-State Realty Report 1, and I'm going to make it so it covers the entire page. I'm going to center this title, and the first thing that you should do is click on Page Setup and change the page layout to landscape, which you have to do. Alright, next what we're going to do is we're going to press Control A, and we're going to click on the Arrange tab, and we're going to click on Remove. That basically removes all the connections. Now we're going to select both the text box and the label box for the street and make that a bit shorter. We're going to do the same thing over with the city, and we can make that much smaller, and let's move that over a bit, and let's actually move everything over a bit. Oh, my bad, I deselected them all accidentally. That's with me. I'm deselecting them all. And the price as well, and let's move that all over. Perfect. We can make the type actually much smaller, so let's by pressing Shift on your keyboard, you can select multiple text boxes and label boxes, just in case you didn't know. And let's move that over here, and let's make the availability date much bigger, because I'm not sure if the date's going to fit in that small an area. And let's move the price over as well, and we can make the type smaller as well again. Sorry. Select both of the boxes and make the type smaller, and just move everything over so it aligns perfectly. Alright, next what we're going to do is actually we're going to create another label box and text box for the commission. So copy and paste the price label box and move the price label box right beside the price. Just like that, and let's label this let's label this commission, just like that. And let's do the same thing with the price text box, which is moved all the way over there for some reason, and let's just drag it here. And the formula for this is equal to 0.06 multiply, which is the asterisk, and since we're referring to a field in the database, we're going to write square parentheses price. Done. And we're going to change issue made a new format. Actually, it's in currency already. Alright, don't worry about that. And there's actually one more titty bit of work that we have to do. In your report footer, let's make your report footer actually a bit bigger. It currently occupies 0 space. So in your report footer, just expand it out a bit. Make a text box. So click on the design view and click on text box and drag a text box here. And you'll see that by dragging a text box, you can actually, it automatically makes a label box as well. So align those up so they're in the middle of report footer and change in the label box, which is the blue text, the total commission is commission ISSION is. Actually, there's no default what's right or what's wrong for what's in the label box, so you can feel free to write the total commission is, the total amount of commission is, the total commission earned, blah blah blah, whatever you want there. And the actual formula that we have to use is equal to sum, circular parentheses, since this is an operation that we're doing, and referring to a field, so in square parentheses we're going to write price multiplied by 0.06, and let's close that with circular parentheses. And we can align this right underneath the commission, and we can move that over. Again, this is all to make it aesthetically pleasing. You don't really have to do it, but it's better to have something that looks aesthetically pleasing to hand in. Alright, in the label box, we're just gonna, in the page footer, we're gonna make a label box and we're gonna write your name in it. You can write your name in it. So I'm just gonna write Ted Cameron, and we're gonna center that. Save that, and let's go into report view. Oh, now you actually might be able, in your computer you probably won't have the problem, but if you do, you'll get a number of pound signs here, and what basically that means is that there's not enough space to for all these for the price. So basically all you have to do is go into design view and make the price text box a bit bigger. So what I'm going to do is make the type text box a bit smaller, so it gives me room to move the room text box and label box over. And finally, which allows me to make the price text box and label box a lot bigger. And there's actually one more thing I noticed is with the total commission is select the text box and click on in the property sheet, change the format to currency. Perfect. And then all you gotta do is save that and click on report view. Oh, and now you see that there's not enough space actually for the total commission is. So we gotta go back into design view, and we gotta give some room to this text box. So we'll give some room to the text box and make it a bit larger. And again, if you made them perfectly, if you are perfect and you made this perfectly sized, you won't have any problems with it. Alright, and it comes out like that perfectly. And that is basically your first report that you're supposed to make. The second report that you're supposed to make is called query results. So let's go ahead and click on report wizard, and that's the only thing that you're supposed to add in is ID. Next, 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 and we're going to call this report query results, QUREY results, and you don't have to modify the report designs. Click on finish, and you'll get them all listed 1 to 16. Don't worry about that. And we can actually close that now. Next, what we're going to do is we actually have to start making queries. Alright, so let's get started with that. Let's click on the Create tab and click on Query Wizard. And press OK. Select all the fields by clicking on the double-headed arrow. Click on Next and Modify Query Wizard, and let's rename this query to Houses in Lexington. Finish, and in the city field in the criteria, we're going to change that to Lexington. Perfect. Now we're going to save that and close it. Click on Datasheet View, and it shows us all these houses in Lexington. Close that. Quickly close that, and let's make our next query. Our next query is okay. Select all of the fields. Our next query that we're going to make, we're going to call it houses in Belmont. So houses in Belmont, and modify the query wizard query design. And what we're going to do here is actually we made a little mistake when we made this, and the reason is I'll show you what the problem is. Let's actually close this. Actually, let's open this up. Houses in Belmont, and what houses in Belmont, what we did was we selected the houses in Lexington query, and then we said create the query. So basically, it makes a query on top of a query. It basically